And here we are. Good morning, everyone. So let's close this. Let's close this. It is my previous class. And we can start the Autocad class. Today I have several things to tell you. I've seen basically all of your midterm exams, and I would like to give you a overall feedback about your your midterm projects, and I have selected two files to be used sorry as examples in order to show you which can be common small, I would say, problems, because I am quite happy about the overall result. I mean, I can say that your midterm exams were pretty good. Okay. Um, I have also uh, removed the name of the student from the file. Um, I mean, just to avoid any kind of problem. But also, what is interesting is that this file instead came to my attention because in this one, it is true, I have deleted the the name of the student, but instead I wanted to open this second file that I will show you later, because this file was called just midterm. So there is a student in between you that is called midterm. Okay, this is the previous. So if you know someone that calls himself midterm, let me know, because I would like to know who he slash she is. It would be pretty interesting. Anyway, if we can start now, I will start by hello everyone. By the way, I'm also checking the chat, and what I'm saying is, I would like to show you just these two simple midterms to show you which can be. Um, I have a question about the exam. Karim, write me the question. No problems. I'm waiting because there is always a little bit of delay since you write and till when I see the message. So tell me tell me what's tell me your question about the exam. I'm ready. So where's the question? Try changing line size, but the difference wasn't visible. Okay, okay, no problem. I show you. I, to all of you, of course. No, this is very simple. So let's say this, and I will show also how to do this by opening one of these files. So let me show you this one first. Uh, I don't know if you recognize yourself in. I mean, I have deleted the name, but doesn't matter. So, see this. In here, which are small, I mean, there's something, it is something that is not really affecting how good the midterm is, because midterm is pretty good. But just to show you very simple minor issues in a floor plan like this. They are very small. Second file that I will show you later instead has a few more small problems. But to start, let's open the original PDF file to see things that I want to explain. Look, original file is this one, I guess. Exactly. So take a look at once more at this file here. This is the PDF that I gave you. So what you can see here is that there are these thick lines. There are walls, okay? All these lines that are thicker, they are all walls. Then start by noticing this. In here, what we see is that there is something that is opening, and I will just change the color of my pen so that you can notice. This is opening. It is one panel. It opens like this. But what is extremely important to notice is that even if this is an opening that has one panel, in here we can clearly notice that there are two lines. Let's see if we can just highlight them. Exactly. There are these two lines in here, and this is not secondary, because the fact that there are those two lines there means into the specific that this opening here is a window. It is a window with one panel opening. So look at these result. In here we can see that your classmate has made one panel, and we can notice a very I mean, not for Autocad, but imagine if you are building this house. This is a very important mistake, because in here not only there are these two missing lines. Oops. Not black. Black you don't. It's not visible at all. Hmm? There are these two missing lines. So basically what it means in technical drawing is that for a builder this will be a door if there are not those two lines. And you can see that your classmate is really convinced that this is a door, also because you can notice that, don't worry, I will explain line size during this example. But at least, have you seen what I'm explaining, that the difference between door and windows till now? Let me know. We lost the stream for a minute. Let me see. Streaming is going. Let me see. 1 second. The stream is going. Stream is going. Okay. So, about line weight, I was saying simply okay. Just for me to know. I was just saying that for line weight, you have to wait because I will explain in a second. For now, I have explained that this is a window while it has been drawn as a door. Till the fact that this is a window and not a door. Was that clear? Because line weight is something that I will explain in a second. Okay, okay. So let me see a second mistake of this file that is also related to line weight, and this is the thing that I will use as a hook. Look at these windows here. They are quite correct. There is one thing that is wrong. That is this one. Look. A window itself is, follow me. The window itself is this object here. Okay? It is fine that you place into the same layer of windows that you place these lines here. It is fine because in reality, this is and this one, these are edges of the wall that is basically underneath the window when you open the window. But because these lines and the window, they can have same line weight, if you place these elements into the same layer, that is 100% fine. So where is the problem here? The problem in these windows, and I will use this color, is here, because follow my follow the sketch that I'm doing. This is the wall. This is the wall. This is wall. This is wall. But also this and this are wall edges. They are not about the window. They are about the wall that stops on the left and on the right of the window, and it leaves then the hole in between. But this and these must be thick. And you can see that in the original PDF also, that is here, you can notice this. You can notice that if you follow the shape of here, if you follow the shape of the wall, thick line goes till here, then it bends, so it goes here, then it goes there, and all wall shapes are always closed shapes. They are always closed shapes. Oops, if I move it, that's of course. Now it's a little bit too thick, but just to give you the idea. Oh, I think this is clear. So when you have made the window, this part here and this part here, they must be on the same layer and on the same shape of your wall and not windows. This is extremely important. And this is another very, very tiny mistake that I have seen in here. Okay? So this doesn't have to be made with a polyline or a rectangle, but is the wall that must be continuous. And where you have windows, these two objects must be only two lines, one here, one there, and this is the wall. Okay? And I will show you what happens and how you can clearly see this mistake, especially when you will make your line weight visible. But till now, it is clear that this small and this small line, they should be wall and not windows. Let me know, because if this is clear, then I will explain how to check line weight. Perfect. Great. Very clear. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see line weight. Line weight. Perfect. Thank you for the feedback. I love when the chat goes on fire like this. And let me see this particular aspect. Line weight is something that first depends on your layer parameters. So first thing that I have to see is, okay, in this file, I have several layers and I can clearly see it because elements have different colors. There are magenta elements, red, gray, teal elements, and so on and so on. So I go to layer properties and I can clearly see that next to each layer there is the parameter that is written line weight, and all my line weights have been set as different line weights, and also in a very correct way, where the layer that is red and it is called walls has thicker line weight, that is 0.8 millimeters, and then other layers are thinner, thinner, and thinner. When I see that hatch, that is 0.09, that is correct, because hatch is also something that is, secondary when we read a technical drawing. And your classmate has also set it as gray so that it would be, less visible. But step one is when you want to adjust the line weight, it is correct. You go to your layers and you, for each layer, you assign your wanted line weight. But even if you do this now, it happens that in your screen, nothing is changing by default, and all of your elements are displayed, so they are appearing with same exact thin line weight. So how can you check if your objects are placed onto the right layer? What you have to do is this. Look. First of all, you need to see if in your lower status bar, there is something that happens down here, you need to check if you have this button here. A button that, if I make it bigger, a button that appears like that. Sorry. A button that looks like this. So, if you have it, lucky you, because just by clicking this button that is called line weight display, by left clicking, you will see in your screen all of your line weight differences. So this is when the button is turned off, that is gray, but if you left click on it, you can see line weight. And you can see something even more horrible in this drawing. There is not only here there is this blue line, but it is also overlapping another line that is underneath. Okay? So you can see that there is this blue line, and underneath there is also the red one. Okay? So this is to check your line weights. But sometimes, and let me see the chat, okay. But sometimes it happens another thing, that is sometimes in your status bar, this button is not visible, is not enabled. So if you are looking for this tiny button that is called line weight display, and you look down into your status bar and you can't find it, what you have to do is this. And remember, the step that I am about to explain must be done once in Autocad just to customize your interface. So look, let me first of all move myself a little bit up so that you can see the button that I want to show you. Look, if you can't find this button in your toolbar, the only reason is because it is not enabled. And how to enable it works like this. Can you see in your Autocad this last beautiful button at the very end on your right lower corner? what you have to do is you have to click it. This button is called customization. You open it. You can see a lot of things written here. If you want this button to become visible, just be sure that the option line weight is checked. If not, open this menu, click next to line weight so that it appears as check sign, and then magically this button here will appear. And then you can just left click it to switch on and off line weight visibility. Okay? Try to do it now and let me know if it works for all of you that were not able to see in real time line weight in your display. So I will give you about 5 seconds to do it. Works for me. Great. Awesome. I mean, I can't be happier that now that I know that it works. Perfect. So now, let's see. Second midterm example, the one there is. I mean, the one that is just called midterm. So this, even it is a super anonymous homework made by a student called midterm. Okay, this is first thing. This is how it appears the moment that you open it. And first beautiful thing that I would like to know from you is that, can you see it? So let me see the chat. Can you see this drawing in your screen or not? I mean, feel free to answer. Can you see this streaming live or not? Because exactly, the thing is, it is not difficult to see in live stream. It is difficult to see in real life. So honestly, I don't see anything into the screen. The only thing that I can see is just that gray hatch and nothing else. So I really need, sorry for my face, but I really need to pretend that I see something here. So first thing that I have to do is I have to go to layer properties, and I I can see that the student who has made this is a little bit dark, no? And he or she, I don't know, has made everything in black. Perfect. And I, because I'm a happy person, what I will do instead, I will use just all colors of the rainbow to make these elements popping up. Pink. Oh, look at that. First thing first. Ah? Is it better? Let's see if now it's better by using the color of the rainbow. Is it better or not? I know that it's better. And this is main reason why you have to use layers. Layers are useful to if they make your life easier, not if you make your life more complex. So your drawing doesn't have to look cool or black or slick into the screen. It has to be readable. When we will talk about how to print from Autocad, then your files will be printed in a more precise black and white. But your colors on the screen must pop up. They must be useful in order to let you understand where things are. So it doesn't have to be an aesthetic choice choosing colors of your layers. It has to be something that allows you to understand how layers are made and where things are. And this is first small issue that I have seen in this file. There is a little bit more, and again, I don't know why. Here your classmate thought that this is a window. I'm sorry, that this is a door. And again, not because I am thinking, but this is weird because this object is into the doors layer, but then this is a door with a wall in front of it. So your classmate has combined the drawing and the layer of a door, and he/she has also put these lines in front of the door. So the thing is very simple. This is in any way wrong, because if this was a door and you were convinced, like previous classmate, that this was a door, it's okay, it can be a mistake, but if this is a door, this thing shouldn't be there. But if this is a window, not only these lines, and lines, because again, in here we have another student who has used rectangle up here, so that he or she has these extra lines in here. They are wrong, but they must be lines only here and here. So they must be lines only here and here, but not into the doors layer. They must be elements placed into windows layer. So I will delete them first. And I notice another fact, that is, I can move to fix, I don't fix your midterm. I'm just showing you how the thing should be fixed. So I will select this panel, the arc, and I will select Windows layer. And I can see this weird line popping up. And I don't know honestly why this line is here. There is this weird line that is also overlapping the wall for half, and then is going till this corner, and I don't know why it's there, so I will delete it. What I will do is I select Windows layer, and to fix my drawing I will just draw this and this line in here. Ooh! Also, your classmate hasn't used rectangle for the window panel, so I have to select each individual edge of this panel to fix it. So this is interesting because this is a rectangle, this is a rectangle, that wasn't. I don't know why. Anyway, in here we have same small problem that I showed you before. So this is not a rectangle, this has to be just two lines because this line here is wall and this line here is wall. Okay. But see, I mean, they were just easy fix. Everything else, really, the level of midterm is extremely high. So I just wanted to give you these small feedback where I've noticed some small mistakes because everything else is fine. So just pay a little bit of extra attention to realize what is a door, what is a window, and use layers to make your life easier and not to make it more complex. Everything else, I will say, is fine. There are students, for example, who have left all their layers white. It is a choice, it is something that I don't embrace, that I don't suggest, but if you like it, it's like this. Okay, these were, uh, I mean, the only things that I would like to tell you. I would like to hear from you instead if you have more questions about the midterm, or if you want to see, I don't know, like a student, for example, asked, can you show how you would have would have done the midterm? I mean, make me questions. We will get the marks, yes, but I need. Marks are very complex now. Um, I need the Easter break to give them, and unfortunately, there is a problem. That is, when we are in class, it is easier. It is a lot easier that I write my marks in a piece of paper, and then I show you just you, which was your mark. Making it online, it becomes a little bit more complex, simply because there is this kind of privacy thing that uh, I mean, I can't just tell you the midterm on YouTube. But I mean, if you want to know, the marks are starting from. I give marks in 100, maybe. Email. Imagine each one will send me an email. Then I will answer another email. Will you be happy if I tell you that in hundreds, honestly, I give my marks in hundreds. So 100 is maximum. And honestly, will you believe me if I tell you that lowest score is 95? Because, I mean, those small two lines of mistake is something that really affect final mark. And what I do is I take those that are 100% perfect and I mark them 100. Small mistakes 98. I mean, two mistakes 95. But there are no disaster midterm exams. So are you happy enough? If you can you live by knowing that your score is from 95 to 100 or not? That technically, in any case, means A at the end of the semester. I mean, it's fine. You don't absolutely happy. Thank you so much. Thank you, YouTube people. Exactly, because I can live with that. Thank you so much for the feedback. Honestly, honestly, if there were if there were like not in this class, but just to make an example, in another class that is for industrial student, second semester is called Inventor. In that class, yes, in that class, there have been midterm exams. Some of them were, I mean, the top of the top. Some of them were a complete disaster. And only in that case, what I do is I try to reach. Basically, I ask a lady to give me the email address of that particular student, and in that case, I am the one who contact the student and ask him if he want to redo it, or I try to send an email where I explain all. I mean those kind of terrible mistakes. And in one particular class, I had this issue, but with one, let's say two students. But if not, I mean, I was particularly happy about all of your midterm exams. So yes, you can live with. I mean, you can eat a lot of chocolate during the Easter break by being happy and by knowing that you had a very high mark. Okay. With this being said, the last thing that I would like to explain before maybe showing how will I do the midterm, and just to show you another way of drawing with AutoCAD. But before you leave, and I don't want also to explain this at the end of the video, I would like to explain instead what you have to do during the Easter break so that you will start your final project for this class, and you have you have 2 weeks of the Easter break to start developing, sketching, making ideas, also start drawing things in AutoCAD as well. But final project will be this. First of all, if you go to my Google Drive folder, the one that is regular SDA, Marco, AutoCAD, whatsoever, there should be a folder called AutoCAD Final Project with a PDF that also explains these things that I'm explaining. But in real time, I think this is a lot more easier, and if you have questions, you can also ask me immediately. But the final project will be something like this. And then, not now, but during the Easter break, I want to see if I can just sneak to the school and take from school server a couple of examples that I can show you after the break. So, because now I have not these files with me. But the final project will work in this way. What you have to do is you have to design an architectural building, don't be scared, that has as maximum dimensions in floor plans. It is not larger than 8 meters by 8 meters. I will go here another in a second. And also, this small building that you will draw must, and this is mandatory, it has to be made with 2 levels. So basically, it has to be something that has like a ground floor and a first floor. That can be a floor, a mezzanine, whatever, but it has to be made with 1 and 2 levels. And even when you think about the height of this building, again, the height of the building cannot exceed 8 meters. I'm calling this building because what is your inspiration? I mean, you need to have a bit more written path to follow. And what you have to do is basically this. In order to design this, let's call it building, this architectural object, you need to do this. You need to being inspired by an architect or a designer that you like the most. So you are 100% free to choose your inspiration. So if you like, let's add these. You have to find an architect or a designer that you love, and you must be inspired by that architect or that interior design, and basically you need to create this small architectural project in the style of the designer or architect that you have selected. So what it means, just to show you a very, very, very basic example. Let's say you select as your inspiration, let's see if we can find it, just a couple of pictures. Let's say you like Frank O. Gehry. That is a very famous, recognizable architect. No? And you can see that it makes all these kind of architectural shapes, okay? But then see this. If your inspiration as a project is this one, or I don't know, this one, this kind of building, you can see that this is a house. So what you're going to do will be, you will start understanding that you have maximum dimensions of 8 meters by 8 meters. But inside these dimensions, you will start planning your building in the style of Frank O. Gehry. So maybe in floor plan, your house will start looking like this. Then this will be the wall. This will be another wall. These will be the 2 rooms. Then you will place a door in here, another door there, and so on and so on. And you will start designing this house in his style. If the project that you like as inspiration is a residential project, even your final project will be a house. If your inspiration is a museum, like the project that inspires you is this one instead, that is the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, where's the problem? Again, you have your 8 by 8 limit, no problems. But I will design my small version of my Franco Gehry style project, and instead of making a house, I will make a small museum or like an exhibition place. So instead of making the kitchen and the living room, I will start planning where I can have main exhibitions. How can I place elements to make the interior project, where I will put stairs to go to my upper floor. If this is an exhibition, is a public space, so maybe I need to think about an elevator, and then I have to think about a toilet where there are, more places for the toilet and stuff like this. So even the function that you have to select depends on the inspiration that you select. Okay? Till now, is it clear or not, the project that you have to start designing? Let me know. Let me know if till now these instructions are clear. Second floor, what you have to do is, technically, we will talk about stairs after the break. For now, what... wait a second. Ooh, how many? How many questions? So, question number 1, how to make second floor. Basically, in Autocad, you need to draw your first floor here, and in same exact file, you need to draw second floor exactly next to it. So let's say this would be first level, this would be your second. So if you have like windows here, you can also check that window will be here in your second floor. After the break, I will explain exactly how to draw and think about staircase, because during the break you have to make a preliminary work. That is, you need to choose the architect, choose the project that inspires you. You have to start sketching rough shape and rough concepts of your final project, and you have to at least try, but to see if you can create walls of your project. So let's go in order. Karim says, wouldn't 8 meters be small for a house? Look, 8 meters by 8 meters are 64 square meters. So, considering the fact that you have two levels to be done, you have a maximum of 128 square meters to place all of your objects, all of your functions. So consider this like a studio apartment, but technically in 128 square meters, I mean, it won't be a castle, but a family of four can easily live in this space. Then, question number 3. Is there a place where we can find typical dimensions of elements? You're welcome, Karim. Typical dimension of, is there a place? This is a very tough question because technically typical dimensions are not that typical in all places of the planet. There are, according to the culture, weather conditions, according to technology, skills, the progress, many elements influence which are a common standard. What you can find is there is a book that is called, wait a second, let me remember, because I'm getting older and I start forgiving things. There is an author that is called Neufert. It's called, is a German surname, it should be called like this, Neufert. And it is a book where there are written, I think, European standards in dimensioning elements. And this is pretty interesting because you don't find only dimensions like a closet is 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. But in this kind of book, you find things that are a lot more complex, like how the entire bathroom should be dimensioned. And if you have like the WC, no, this is not the WC. The WC is this. And you have the bidet. For example, in this book is also extremely precise. It is written which is the distance that these elements should have, which is the minimum distance that this element should have from wall. If I find it, I would like to find a PDF copy of this book in here, and if I find it, I would like to share it with you in my Autocad folder. I don't know if it is already there, by the way. Give me a second to check it. Give me a second to check it. Let me see. No. Let's see if it is in Marco, AutoCAD, midterm CAD standards. Let's see this. No. No, I will do my best to try to find this kind of book. If I find it, then I will put it on the Google Drive, and I will try to find a way. I mean, I have some emails of you, so I will send a couple of emails to one of you, and then to some of you, and then you will be so nice to spread this information with other classmates. Okay? And this will be very helpful. Then Maxime said, yes, thank you so much, clear, interesting. Then Alessandra says, do we have to pick one particular project and design for the same purpose? Or we can look at the architect for inspiration. No, you can choose the architect mainly. So you can be inspired by the style in general of the architect. And I found the link of the PDF. That is perfect, Tanya. You're a hacker, or what else? And I was saying, Alessandra, no, you have to choose the style of your architect, then being inspired by the architect in general. So when you will choose if you want to make a bookshop, a retail shop, a museum, a house, or a church, I don't know. What you have to do is simply understanding which is main field of work of the architect that you are using as inspiration. So you won't do like a something like your architect makes mainly houses, then you use the style and you make a shop. You must be inspired by generic style of the architect, but also the function must be inspired by the architect, not by a very particular single project. Okay? But you must be close to the style of your architect even for the feature. If then you select an architect that makes everything, lucky you, do the thing that you prefer. Let's scroll questions. Jesus said, and you said wall's height has to be less than 8 meters. But did we practice wall height? Not yet. But not yet. But what it means is this. When you think about a building, no? Let's say, when you think about the building is not just flat. The building has a certain height. We haven't discussed it yet because, the semester is long and we have a lot of things to explain. But what I mean by the height must be less than 8 meters means this. Have you ever drawn a house like this? Look. And then you make this. Fantastic. Okay. So, when you do something like this is brown. Believable. Look at that. So this is, let's say, your house, as you are sketching it, thinking about your house. But then you need to understand that this house in floor plan will look like this. But in here, you can see that it has a second floor, but the second floor would be basically another rectangle. But then think about it. If I see the house from the top, from the front, the house will appear like this. So when I say that you need to stay in your 8 meters, it means when you think about the house from the ground till higher point of this house, so till here, you don't need to go higher than 8 meters. Okay? So again, just because it is easier, if you imagine that you want to use Gary as inspiration, when you think about the house in floor plan, it has a certain shape. But then maybe in elevation, the house will be like this, with this crazy element and panels going here and there, made in titanium. Perfect. What you have to do is this in floor plan needs to be maximum 8 meters, but even this in elevation needs to be maximum 8 meters, lower than 8 meters, yes, higher than 8 meters, not. But this is how you have to design your house. We haven't seen yet how to do this. No. We haven't studied how to do this in Autocad, but this is design limits that you have in order to start developing this project along this Easter break. Okay? Then thanks, I found the link. Okay, fantastic. You're welcome. Okay, thanks. Thanks. So I think everything is clear. And you can use, in order to start making this, I would say, your final project, you can use whatever during the break. Start by selecting the architect or designer, collect as much material as you can, start sketching first. When it is due. This is for the end of the semester. I saw your message. It is unuseful that you delete the message from the chat. I saw it in real time. So this is the final. And this is the final. So what it means is that this must be developed from now till the end of the semester. And by the end of the semester, you have to send me all these final projects. Yes, I've read this before already. So you have to make this till the end of the semester, and you have to develop it in steps. What it means? It means that after the Easter break, but I will be more precise, I will ask you to upload like the at which stage you are. So I would like to present, to upload like a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation where you will show me which is the architect, which is projects that you have selected, and I would like you to show me preliminary sketches of your project. Then after a week, I will ask you to upload the floor plan. Then and in the meantime, we will study new things. Then I will ask you to present, to upload also sections, so that for the end, of the semester, you will be ready to rock. Can you show us how to properly export? This is a tough question. This is really complex. Was unexpected. Oh gosh. So, how to properly export to PDF? This is a lot more complex than you may think. No. I mean, I can try to see if in this, I mean, we have half an hour, so you won't see how I will draw the midterm, but if you want, I can show you how to make a PDF. So you have 3 seconds to vote. You want to see me drawing the midterm or knowing how to make a PDF print? In the meantime that you vote, Tanya, there are examples of the final project, but I have not them with me because they are into the school server, so I need to go physically to the school to grab those files, and then I will show to you. So right now I have not these files with me, but I will have them when I will be able to go outside. So now we have 2 votes. How to export, draw a midterm, and hurry up, vote. Write PDF or export. 2 votes for export. Let me count them. So export, midterm. 2 votes, 1 vote. Draw. 2. Export. 3. You can't vote twice. Hurry up. Last 3 seconds. How to export? 4 votes. Okay. Democracy wins. Great is good moving forward. Yes. Democracy wins. I will show you how to export. But you know what? I will not live streaming. During the break, I will record myself drawing the midterm, and I will upload the video so that you can see it in a second time. Okay? Also, like real YouTubers used to say, if you have subscribed to this channel, you can see that next to subscribe there is a small bell icon. If you also click here, you will get a notification when I upload my videos. So if you don't want to miss them, just click on the bell, so when I will upload videos, boom, you will know and you won't miss any of my upload. So let's see how to export to PDF. That technically, exporting to PDF means that you have to print in PDF. And let me open a file. No, again, this one. This one. Okay. So let me open this file so that I have something to print into PDF. Printing to PDF works like this. Sorry. Where is the button? Here. Printing to PDF works like this. First of all, you have to go to File, and you have to go to Plot, or just use the keyboard shortcut that is Control P. And this is first. When you click Plot, you will get a dialog box that will look more or less like this. At very first time, if you are clicking Plot for the first time, you may notice that probably this side of the dialog box is not showing. But if this is happening, look, next to your buttons, you can see this arrow here. So when you open Plot, your dialog box, the first time only, will look like so. You click Plot, and you need to open those extra parameters by clicking once in your life this button here, so that you have complete interface visible. Okay? Let me also keep the chat somewhere so that I can see if someone writes me messages. Okay. So this is first step. In here, there are a few things that we need to adjust. Most important is when we click Plot, we need to choose which printer we need to use. And the one that we need to use is a printer from this menu, and don't select any other. You must select the printer that is called DWG to PDF. Okay? So into the printer selection, I will use DWG to PDF. So, just to highlight, I will show you that this is our first step. Oh, yellow doesn't work. This is our first step. That is selecting the printer called DWG to PDF. After selecting the printer from here, and I will leave this drawing, second step is we need to choose how big the page will be. So once that we have selected the printer, we can go to paper size. We open this menu, and we can select whatever available printer paper size the printer gives us. You will see that all available paper sizes are written twice. So let's say you see ISO A4, but you see ISO A4. You see twice same option. In reality, what changes in between each couple of paper sizes is the orientation. So when you see paper size 210 by 297, that means this paper size, where first value is horizontal, second value is vertical. So when you read paper size called 297 by 210, that means that the paper size will be horizontal. Okay? So let's say I want to click and I want to choose, I don't know, A4 vertical. I will select A4, but I select the one that is 210 by 297. And in my little preview, I can also see that this would be a vertical orientation. So second step has been, I have, after selecting the printer, I have, click here. After selecting the printer, I have selected the paper size. Then, according to the paper size that I select, I need to change the orientation. Because right now you can see that I am selecting this vertical paper size, but here orientation is written landscape. Landscape means horizontal, portrait means vertical. So according to the paper size that I select, then I need also to adjust drawing orientation. And I will make it portrait. If this is vertical, I will make it landscape if it is horizontal. And this will be third step. So this is third, this was second. Now we need to make fourth adjustment. That is, we need to tell Autocad what we need to plot. So we need to go here. This will be fourth. In here, we have to select the option called what to plot. We need to click inside what to plot, and we need to choose the option called window. We click window, and we need to left click and make a window to tell Autocad which is the part of our drawing that we are interested in printing. Okay? So, we have selected what to plot as a fourth step. We have almost done. There are a few more things to be done. There are, I need to tell Autocad in which colors my file must be printed. So I need basically to go in this fifth step that is here. Because technical drawings must be printed in black and white, what I have to do is, as a fifth step, I have to click here where it is written known. I open that menu and I select the option called monochrome. No, black on black. And I select the option called monochrome. So I click here, I click monochrome, and I click yes. Okay? Till here? Because till here it is very simple. There is first, second, third, fourth, fifth step to be made in this order. We are almost ready, almost, I will say, because look, first of all, I can also delete all these sketches. If you now want to check how your PDF is going to be created, before clicking OK, you can just click Preview to get an idea of how the PDF is about to become. So if I click Preview, look, this is how my PDF is going to be printed. That is great. Look, it is in black and white. I can see, for example, that I honestly don't like the fact that dimension lines are so thick. I will maybe change them, but this is my personal choice. Okay, I will just make them thinner. This is how the PDF will look like. So when I click preview, if I like, and I want to close the preview, I will just press escape once. But that was just the preview. When you want to print, there is only one thing that you need to know. That is last and the only real complex part of printing is choosing printing scale. This is a little bit complex, but not unbelievably complex, and it simply works like this. In here, by default, whenever you print something, this option is always set as fit to paper, and you will see this. So what it means is that no matter how big is your window that you are printing, but whatever you print will be shrinked so that it perfectly fits the sides of your paper. Sometimes this is not precise, and in general, when people want to print element, or they don't do for screen display, but you may print drawings because you may also want to sketch on those drawings, or you want to measure those drawings. And to have this possibility, you should use a well-known reduction scale. Reduction scale is in general something, when you see technical drawing, there is something called like this. This drawing is the scale 1 to 50, or 1 to, I don't know, 1 to 20, or 1 to whatever. I don't know. But what this value mean is that you draw in Autocad with real dimensions, and when you will print, if the scale is written 1 to 50, it simply means that your printed drawing in reality is 50 times smaller than the original house. If your drawing is 1 to 20, it means that your drawing is 20 times smaller than the original house, and so on and so on. 1 to 10. It is 10 times smaller. So in this way, you can also take dimensions on your drawing, and you will multiply them by 10, by 10, by 50 to know real dimensions. Fit to paper is not precise, so you can see that fit to paper would be something like 4.767, so on and so on. So this is the only tricky part that works like this. If your client, your teacher, will ask you, look, you must print your drawing into the scale that is 1 to 50, what you have to do is this. Look, and be so nice to watch in loop this segment of the video, because this is the only complex part. If your teacher wants the drawing 1 to 50, you must uncheck fit to paper, then you have to, and this is the only complex part, you must select in here the scale that your teacher asked you, 1 to 20, 1 to 40, in this case it is 1 to 50. Until here, nothing complex yet. The only complex thing arrives here. That is, this particular setting works just like that, only if your drawing is made in millimeters. So if you have made all of your dimensions in millimeters, nothing wrong. You are good to go. You click OK. You make your PDF. But if you are using other units, what you have to do is this. Look, can you see this numeric field that says 1? What you have to do is only this. If, and let's write it here, if you are drawing your project into millimeters, in here you must keep 1. If you are drawing in centimeters, in here, instead of 1, you have to type 10. If you are drawing in meters, in here, you have to type 8,000. This is the only tricky part of printing in a fixed given scale. Really, the only complex part. If you are drawing in inches, the question is why? But if you are drawing in inches, instead, you have to click inches. This is the only difference. But we will never use inches, especially in my class, only because, unfortunately, they make no sense for me. So this is the only complex part. There is only the scale. My project is drawn in centimeters, so I want 1 to 50. I will type 10 in here. Okay? I mean, believe it or not, this is the only tricky part. But now everything is correctly set up. We have the plotter, we have the page size, we have what to plot, we have how to plot, we have the orientation, we have also a very precise scale factor, and now if we click OK, instead of printing, we click continue, because with the printer that is called DWG to PDF, we are not going to print on paper, but we will print in PDF. So I click save, and boom, and this is my wonderful PDF created from my Autocad drawing. And this is the only and the more correct way to create PDF from Autocad drawings. Okay? So it takes a while to remember all these steps, but lucky you, this is a video, so you can watch in loop all those steps. I don't know if you have ever used it, but if some videos are going too fast also, on YouTube you go to settings and you can change the speed of the video and you can slow them. You can pause them, you can slow them, you can watch these things over and over, but this is how to print in general from Autocad, but into the specific way, it is how to correctly create PDF files from Autocad. Okay? Let me see a little of your feedback. You're welcome. Because if this is clear, and of course I will leave this video into the channel like all my other videos, so watch it and watch it and watch it all over again. And then, if this is clear, I will stop here today so that you can start your final project. And if you have questions, mail me. If you have things that you want to know, send me, like some of your classmates already did, like videos of your doubts, and I will answer with the videos like I did. Okay? After the break, we are going to see some more technical elements, plumbing, plumbing not, electrical plans yes. Plumbing in general not, because it is something that in general an interior designer don't do, because remember, this is not just generic CAD, this is CAD for interior design. So electrical plans, yes, those are interesting because it allows you to explain where switches are, where plugs are, where lamps are. So those, yes. Plumbing, not. Other questions? Let me see. Perfect. Perfect. It has been a pleasure. I will stop this live stream now. So then I have another class, but I have Revit class. So for now, have the most wonderful Easter break that you can have. Don't eat too much chocolate, and if you have problems, mail me. Okay? Bye, all of you. Enjoy your break too. It has been a pleasure. Like I used to say, have fun, not too much. Bye, everyone. Let me stop. here